Welcome everybody, Ravenar here, and today we're going to talk about Tomb of the Spider Queen, which is the smallest map in the game. Before we start though, I do want to encourage you guys to check out my drafting guide. I'm going to post a link to that down below in the description. And of course, I want to remind you that the purpose of this guide is to give you guys a few quick tips and tricks that might help you improve on this map. But without any further ado, let's hop in. Like always, I do want to remind you guys that I do stream on Twitch, and I'm going to post a link down below in the description. So I'm very excited about this one, because Tomb is probably one of the more popular maps in the ranked rotation, so let's hop right into this tier list. So by far the most important thing on this map is going to be your wave clear. Because of the fact that it is a small map, you have a few different ways to go about it. Obviously you got your mage route, you can go Jaina, you can go Asmo, KT. Those are all going to be very effective ways to clear the lanes. But you can also utilize your double soakers, which stuff like Sonya, Zool, Leo are all going to be very effective double soakers for you to use. Now, since this is a smaller map, you could utilize a Cho'Gall because of the fact that macro is one of his greatest weaknesses. On a smaller map, that's not as much of a factor. As well as even something like a Nazeebo can have a bit of an easier time stacking if he rotates with the 4-man. Something like a Medivh, which usually doesn't have too high of a priority because of the portals, you can have pretty quick rotations with your team. Even Butcher has a slightly easier time stacking on this map because of the fact that the lanes are so close together that he can do so. On the bottom side, you still have your normal weaker heroes. Ragnaros, not very strong here because of how small the map is. Lava Wave does not get as much value as it normally does. Dahaka, outside of Rayscar build, doesn't really have too much viability here because he doesn't have that long range global that he can utilize. Abathur, because of how small the map is, it's hard for him to get any sort of value. So all of these down here, not really too great. Welcome back. As you guys have noticed, wave clear is going to be your most important factor here. What it does is let you clear the objective and collect gems faster. And you are going to notice very quickly without adequate wave clear that you are going to struggle a lot into your opponent. Alright, there are two common strategies when it comes to soaking / collecting gems on this map. You can either have your 4-man bot lane and have your solo laner double soak mid and top. If you have a solo laner like Zool or Leo or someone who can do so, you can also have your solo laner bot lane and have your 4-man rotate mid and top. You just want to make sure that while you're in draft, you're keeping both of these strategies in mind and drafting accordingly. Now, like every map, we're going to talk about the camps. Because of how small this map is, the camps kind of have a medium importance here. Now, the Giants bot lane are not a huge priority because of their neutral spawn location. You only really want to worry about taking them if you have a player advantage in that lane. Now, as far as the Knights go, there's really no reason not to take the Knights as early as you can. I would recommend taking them as soon as they spawn at the beginning of the game, and take them whenever they're up as long as it doesn't allow your opponent to turn in. You don't want to be taking the Knights if it means that your opponent gets a turn in. And of course, we're going to talk about the boss. Because of how small the map is and the location of the boss, it's going to be very risky to take the boss unless you have at least a 2-player advantage. Even a 4-on-5 from your opponent could lead to them killing you and stealing the boss from you. So you want to make sure you have at least 2, ideally 3 of them dead before you even attempt the boss. That being said, if you are in a situation where you have just killed 3 or 4 of them and are able to take the boss, it's made even better if you can turn in as well. In this instance, you want to make sure that you're timing your turn in and your boss to push top lane at the exact same time for maximum effectiveness. The last thing I want to talk about are called micro turn-ins. These are turning in small amounts of gems. It could be 3, 4, 5 gems. I know a common strategy is to wait until you have 15, 20 gems to try to turn in, but in my opinion, that's not always the most effective method, and that's even a dangerous method. You run the risk of dying and losing all of those gems. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing micro turn-ins whenever you can do so without losing value somewhere else on the map. Well, that's going to be it for my quick tip guide on Tomb of the Spider Queen. If you did enjoy this, make sure you let me know in the comment section, as well as making sure to subscribe, like, hit that notification button, but most importantly, have a good night, everybody. Okay, now I just got myself killed. Just got myself killed. Did you like how I gusted them further away from my escape path? Did you guys like that play? Did you like how I could have gotten away, but I gusted them into where I needed to escape to? That was that's how you play Falstad. Just make sure you guys are taking notes.